Ahoy mateys and salutations viewers. You're watching Avery, I'm Ben, and this week I'm talking about pirates. The area of history I'm focusing on is what is known as the Golden Age of piracy, which is an 80-year period between 1650 and 1730, and can be subdivided into three smaller categories. So you have the 30-year period between 1650 and 1680, which saw Anglo-French seamen attacking Spanish colonies in the Caribbean and Spanish trade ships between Spain and the Spanish Caribbean colonies. Then you have the 1690s, where piracy spread west to the Indian Ocean, so from bases in America and the Caribbean, pirates would go to Asia, Oceania, and that general area. And finally 1716 to 1726, where after the end of the War of Spanish Succession, sailors and privateers, which are mercenary sailors, turned to piracy, and this was in an area from the Indian Ocean all the way over to the west coast of Africa. So I'm going to focus on 5 pirates. They all appear in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, where I got the inspiration for this video, and they're 5 of the most well-known or most influential pirates of all time. I'm sorry if one of your favourites isn't on this list, just talk about them in the comments, but these are the 5 I feel are probably the most interesting and influential pirates out there. Okay, so number 1, Edward Thatch or Blackbeard. Now, many people know about Blackbeard with the Blackbeard and the fuses in his hair to make him look like a monster, but many people don't know a lot of stuff about him. So, for example, he was an English pirate. He started his career actually serving under a guy called Benjamin Hornigold, who also appears in Assassin's Creed 4. And he is one of these men who was a pirate, but then when the king offered a royal pardon, he took it and actually became a pirate hunter. So after he retired and became a pirate hunter, Blackbeard took over his operation. Blackbeard's most famous ship is the Queen Anne's Revenge, which he captured in the early 1700s. It was a French ship originally. However, Blackbeard wasn't as fearsome as people think he is because of the romanticisation of stuff like pirate novels from the 20th century. And he spent the use of brute force, believing that you should be more tactical in taking your prizes. And he was also respectful of his captives. There's not a single record of him killing or torturing a captive for the kicks. However, Blackbeard was killed on the 22nd of November 1718 in a battle with English soldiers who had come to arrest him. Number 2, Henry Morgan, who was one of the earliest pirates on this list. He was Welsh. He raided Spanish colonies between 1663 and 1674, so he falls into the first category of pirates I talked about. He was actually knighted and made governor of Jamaica, and he's one of the pioneers of what is known as the Pirate Code. An interesting fact that Henry Morgan's ship was actually discovered off the coast of Panama in 2011 by, I believe it's archaeologists from the University of Texas, but don't quote me on that. So I just spoke about him being one of the pioneers of the Pirate Code, which is the way that ship was run and how the crew was treated. And another man who was influential in that was Black Bart, or Bartholomew Roberts. He was also Welsh. He raided the Caribbean and the West African coast in the late 1600s and the early 1700s. He's one of the most successful Golden Age pirates, taking 470 prizes, which is ships, booty, bounty, whatever. He's known for his flags, like he would have these very distinct flags, like him, a drawing of him with a drawing of a skeleton holding an hourglass, and one of the early forms of the Jolly Roger as well. He instituted the most well-known pirates code, which was actually quite strict, so there was no gambling on ship, no women, no boys. Bedtime was 8 o'clock, there was no fights, and booty and prizes and loot were equally divided. And he died in 1722 off the coast of West Africa in a battle against the HMS Swallow. Okay, so next we have number 3. Oh, hang on. Wait, Black Bart was number 3, sorry. Number 4, Jack Rackham, or Calico Jack. He is probably most well known for being the inventor of the Jolly Roger. He came to fame after deposing the sadistic pirate Charles Vane, who was like the opposite of Blackbeard. He advocated brute force, he would murder and torture his captives for kicks, but then he lost favour after he was overthrown by Calico Jack. To ease tensions in the Caribbean and to get the British off his back, Jack took the royal pardon for pirates. However, he then became a pirate again and was captured by a pirate hunter, tried and sentenced to execution in Jamaica in 1720. And there is actually a place called, I think it's Calico Bay, or is it Rackham Bay? I think it's Calico Bay in Jamaica, and it's where they hung his body. But he's also known for having 2 female crew members, which was like unheard of. One of them was Mary Read, and the other was Anne Bonny. So they are the most well-known female pirates, if there were any other female pirates, but we don't know about these. She was Irish. She was in an unhappy marriage with another pirate, and then she eloped with Calico Jack. Interestingly enough, she would fight with one breast uncovered in order for her victims to know that they'd been killed by a woman, because she felt that would bring extra shame to them, because women were treated as second-class citizens throughout this era. She was captured along with Calico Jack after he broke his royal pardon. However, her execution was stayed because she was actually pregnant. Then she disappeared for a while. We don't really know what happens, but we do know that she died at the age of 82 in South Carolina after being remarried and having a large family. So, there are 5 pirates: Blackbeard, Henry Morgan, Calico Jack, Black Bart and Anne Bonny. I suggest that you go do some more research into them because they are absolutely fascinating, and the whole period of history is fascinating. I'd like to say thank you to Avery for putting up with my fangirls over pirates for the last few weeks. I'd actually like to thank Yogscast Hannah for the brilliant playthrough of Assassin's Creed 4, which inspired this video. And we'll see you next week for Avery's next video. So have a good week, guys.